What happens when one of Hollywood's most beloved stars meets his match in the most unexpected place? When the charm and diplomacy that built an empire begin to crack under pressure. This isn't just another awkward celebrity interview. This was the night Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson reached his breaking point on live television. What unfolded was nothing short of a public unraveling, orchestrated piece by late-night host Stephen Colbert. It began like any other segment. Johnson walked onto the stage with his signature charisma flashing that million-dollar smile, waving to an adoring audience, radiating the confidence of a man who had conquered wrestling, film, business, and social media. He looked at ease in his tailored suit as he settled opposite Colbert. But something was off. Colbert's signature smirk held a sharper edge that night. The audience, still riding the high of Johnson's entrance, remained unaware of the tension bubbling just beneath the surface. Colbert began with a typical sounding question, delivered in his familiar, mock-sincere tone. "You've really perfected the art of being everyone's favorite guy, haven't you?" Johnson laughed and responded with polished charm. He said he just tries to be genuine and connect with people. But Colbert didn't let the word genuine go so easily. He pressed harder, pointing out the suspicious consistency of Johnson's daily motivational posts. Was it spiritual discipline, or something more curated? Johnson brushed it off gracefully at first, saying his life experience gave him perspective worth sharing. But Colbert kept digging. Then came the pivot. Colbert brought up Johnson's backstory, his oft-told tale of financial struggle, of having just $7 in his pocket. But Colbert questioned the full truth behind that narrative, pointing out Johnson's wrestling lineage. His father and grandfather both respected in the industry. "You weren't exactly starting from zero, were you?" he asked pointedly. The hit landed. Johnson's jaw tensed. Still, he responded coolly, insisting that connections didn't equal a free ride. But the tone had shifted. Colbert wasn't finished. He brought up Johnson's rapid ascent in wrestling, how he was fast-tracked into main events. Was this really the story of a self-made underdog? The questions kept coming. Why leave wrestling at his peak? Was it really about reaching more people, or was it about the paychecks? Colbert jabbed at Johnson's wealth and self-promotion, accusing him of dressing financial gain as spiritual growth. Johnson's defenses began to falter. The conversation took a darker turn when Colbert questioned whether Johnson's well-polished Instagram persona was really just a marketing strategy. Were the early morning workouts real or scheduled content by a social media team? Johnson, visibly irritated, insisted it was all him. Then Colbert went for the kill. "You've convinced the world you're this humble, down-to-earth guy, broken bar, but when I look at your career, I see calculated moves and a level of self-promotion that would make a carnival barker blush." Johnson stood. The chair scraped loudly. The studio gasped. "We're done here," he said, removing his mic. But Colbert didn't stop. He taunted Johnson about rumored presidential ambitions, about how his public actions suggested a carefully orchestrated campaign. That froze Johnson in his tracks. Colbert pressed further. Was Johnson a genuine role model or a brand built to sell products and rack up box office numbers? Was he authentic or simply strategic? Johnson stepped back to his chair but didn't sit. Instead, he leaned forward, voice firm. "You've been planning this hit job from the moment I walked in." Colbert deflected with feigned innocence, claiming to just ask the questions others were too polite to voice. He accused Johnson of building a persona, not a legacy. "Am I not allowed to work hard to build something?" Johnson snapped, finally showing cracks in his trademark composure. Colbert responded coldly, "Spare me the work ethic speech. You're the most successful con man in entertainment history." Johnson's frustration boiled over. "You don't know what I've sacrificed," he growled. Colbert smirked. "Then tell us who you really are when the cameras are off." Johnson insisted he was always the same. But Colbert challenged him again, citing anonymous stories from colleagues claiming he tightly controlled his image and demanded authority over everything from interviews to photos. it escalated. Colbert brought up Johnson's infamous feud with Van Diesel. Johnson claimed it was private. Colbert reminded him it was shared with millions on Instagram. In what universe is that private? The audience tensed. Johnson's tone darkened. His hands gripped the chair. Colbert mocked his standards and suggested the post was just a tantrum over creative control. Then Colbert produced printed quotes from Fast Furious crew members' accounts that contradicted Johnson's public image. Johnson warned him not to read them. Colbert took it as confirmation he had hit a nerve. "You're starting to show the real Dwayne Johnson now," Colbert said, eyes gleaming. Johnson stood tall. "You don't know what you're talking about." Colbert fired back. "I know exactly what I'm talking about. You've turned Hollywood into a shrine to your ego." The Rock tried to end the conversation again, but Colbert stood to match his posture. He attacked Johnson's production company, suggesting its output was just vanity publishing. Every movie starred Johnson. Every story revolved around him. "You haven't acted in 15 years, Colbert said. "You're just playing dress up." Johnson, now fully furious, accused Colbert of hiding behind a desk and taking shots at people who take risks. "What risks?" Colbert shouted. "You haven't taken a risk since wrestling. You're a human Happy Meal toy." Johnson advanced toward the desk. Security edged forward. The studio held its breath. "What are you going to do?" Colbert whispered. "Hit me on live TV? That would be authentic." Johnson stopped just short of the desk. His voice was eerily calm now. "You think tearing someone down makes you important, but all you've done is reveal how small and bitter you are." Colbert scoffed. "I'm not the one who posts shirtless videos for validation." Johnson turned away and walked toward the exit. "Enjoy your declining ratings," he called over his shoulder. "This will be the only thing people remember about your show." Colbert shouted after him, voice cracking, "Run back to your safe space, where no one asks you real questions." Johnson paused. The silence was deafening. The damage, irreversible. The illusion shattered.